Hello there! We're back here again with your self-proclaimed best internet girl, Carmilla. Today we're going to play Cooking Companion. Look at this game. Oh, where is the game? This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Do you wish to continue? Yes, of course. I'm not easily disturbed. That walk was brutal, but this cabin is amazing. Full kitchen, running water, it really has everything. Finally, a place I can read a good book in peace. I can't wait to... I'm sorry everyone, it must be the dust. Get those allergies under control, Maria. Don't worry guys, I'm sure with a little elbow grease, we can make this cabin shine. Cabin. So, are you volunteering to clean, Gregor? No. Not many supplies here. Guess we'll have to go out to get what we need. There's a fireplace for making stew, so let's gather up some firewood, okay? Leave that to me, little guy. I'll tidy up around the cabin. Need to save Maria from dying due to this dust. Hey! Allergies are nothing to joke about, Karen. She's not dead yet, Pipsqueak. Calm down. Thanks, Anatoly. I think I'll go foraging outside. With those over 450 mosses, 900 fungi, and 700 slime molds, there's bound to be treasure up here. Wrapping it up is fun. Anatoly knows so much about edible foods. We're in good hands. I think the slime molds will be the most delicious. Most certainly not. What about the fungi? Do you even know which one are poisonous, Anatoly? I can figure that one out. You can be the canary of the coal mine, Anatoly. I'm not ending up a corpse here. Keep both eyes open, little guy. Plenty of wolves and brown bears around. I read up on 10 different techniques to incapacitate them. Number 1 is... Anatoly! Oh yeah, sorry Maria. Got carried away again. I'll have Anatoly look for food. I'm definitely better at warding off wild animals. If we come up empty-handed, we can always eat some of the food we've brought. You mean the emergency rations? Bad idea, chump. Hey, Anatoly and Mary are getting the food. Gregor is gathering the firewood. That makes you our designated chef. I'm the chef? Okay. Everyone's looking at you expectantly. You nod. I'm the chef of this cabin. I'm the chef of this cabin. Oh. Very excited to try your cooking. Alright everyone, let's go to work while there's still sunlight. Later. Maria, Anatoly, Gregor, the 3 exit the cabin, leaving you and Karen alone. I think Anatoly put the supplies in the kitchen. Thanks for helping out with the cooking tutorial. To save the game, right-click or hit the escape button on your keyboard, or pull up the menu. This menu will also allow you to adjust volume levels or exit the title screen to view unlockables. Please note, going back to the main menu or exiting the game without saving will remove progress you've made. Be sure to save. Let's save first. Save. Let's save like 3. Okay. Back to the game. Do you have any experience making meals? Of course. Is that so? Looking at you, I think you'd be good at serving up food poisoning. Right? No. It looks like Karen will remember that. Anyways, going to check out the living room. Let's talk later. Karen heads to the living room and starts dusting a little bit. You decide to look around the kitchen to find the ingredients for the meal tonight. Tutorial. You never know what you'll find around the cabin. Clues and secrets may be revealed by searching an area more than once. Why not give it a try? What area do you want to search first? The drawers first? My first instinct to search the drawers. You check the drawers on the left. Just some dirty knives. Well, at least we got some knives. The cupboard. The first few cupboards are empty. And I totally must put the supplies somewhere else. Behind the wood pile. There's nothing but cobwebs back here. Thankfully, no spiders. Well, I've checked everything. You check the drawer above the mouse hole. Some kind of mold is growing in this one. Maybe Karen will find it appetizing. The cupboards again. You check the cupboards again. There's some mouse turds and cobwebs. You check the drawer above the wood pile. Something is making it difficult to open. You pull it open with all of your might. What is this? Cabbage! Okay. Champette, sons off. Never fear, Onion is here. Like my cousin Cornbread says, I'll rise to the occasion. Oh, raspberry! Potato? Habit stuffed me into this drawer. I'm pretty sure this counts as kidnapping. Where are the Champats? What are you guys? Why talk with those boring humans? All they have to give you is drama. Come chat with us instead. We'll share variable recipe you can cook. We'll share with you our secret Champat recipes. Collect them all to become a 5-star chef. You can find unlocked recipes in the main menu under extra, but be sure to save the game. To celebrate, here's your first recipe card. Roasted eggplant with sesame and pomegranate, meat-free. You unlock your first recipe. If you ever want to talk, just come to the drawer. Champats! Let's move out. Cabbage rudely slams the drawer closed. You wonder if what you just saw was real. You're slightly worried about what this means for your mental state, but only slightly. Hey, did you find the supplies? You shake your head. And I totally lied. He actually put them in the bedroom. Idiot. Here you go. You got the emergency supplies. Karen leaves you alone. You start a fire with some of the wood and get to work on cooking dinner. Tonight's entry, vegetable stew. In a large saucepan, over medium heat, you heat some water with potatoes, carrots and celery in it. 15 minutes later, you drain the pan and set the vegetable aside. Placing some butter in the saucepan, you melt it over medium heat. Throw in some chopped onions in. You cook it about 10 minutes. The onions are tender and translucent. Perfect! You next mix some flour, salt, pepper and heavy cream into the saucepan, adding the vegetable to the mixture. Hours pass. It will be nighttime soon. Supper is ready, guys. We're back. More firewood than you'll ever need. We found some wild sorrel. Maybe tomorrow we'll have a bigger bounty. Anatole is burying the lead. We saw a red deer. Maria spotted it. Yeah, that's great. Anyways, killed 17 spiders today while you were out looking at deer. Yeah, that should come as no surprise. There's over 160 species of spiders here. Oh, 160? Don't worry, Maria. I'm sure they were all in the bathroom or something. Heh, no. Almost all of them were near the couch. Yeah, I was going to sleep on the couch. That's where 16 of them were. I'm not sleeping on that couch then. And there's only 2 beds in the bedroom. Don't sweat it, Maria. I can sleep anywhere. I'll sleep in the rocking chair. I sleep with one eye open just in case of the swarm of the couch. Thanks, Gregor. Karen and Anatoly, you two take the bathroom. Thanks, big guy. Joke's on you, Gregor. I always planned on taking one of the beds. Hey, Anatoly, I snore louder than a lumberyard. Sweet dreams, chump. Return back to your bubbling vegetable stew and try a bite. This tastes pretty good. You cooked vegetable stew. You set the table and asked everyone to dig in. Okay then, we've gotta have our first dinner here with the guys. I don't know where this will take us, but this seems pretty tame so far. Oh wow, this smells delicious. Thank you. You must be a world-class chef. Karen takes a bite. It's bland as hell. Karen! Tastes like every other vegetable stew I've ever had. So generic. Could probably use some meat next time. Gross. For a side dish, we could bake some bread and utilize the Fragria fresca, also known as strawberries, for some jam. Nobody cares, Pipsqueak. Everyone laughs at Karen's polite ribbing. Nothing makes you happier than cooking a great meal for friends. This could very well be the best day you've ever had. You go to bed stuffed. Day 0. Okay, day 1. Hey, you up? How'd you sleep? I was so warm last night. I didn't even need a blanket. What time is it? About 1 hour until dawn. Why you two pipe down? Try to sleep over here. Gregor, the birds outside aren't making much noise yet. We didn't bring many supplies, remember? Better to get head start on gathering food. I honestly can't see the trees outside right now. Gregor, did you see any spiders last night? There was a small one in the bathroom. Actually, I did see a centipede by the sink. Maria turns a little pale. Karen's messing with you, Maria. Let's find more than wild sorrow today. If you're lucky, little guy, maybe I'll teach you how to catch some wild brown trout. That's with you and me. What's with you and me, big guy? Anatoly's herbalism book stated that there's many more species of plants to eat out here. Let's leave the fish alone. You know, I'm not into meat. That's a shame. I had to wake up early to go fishing. Cheer up, Karen. We'll get to observe the trout at the very least. Maybe we'll see some red deer today. That sounds like a waste of time, Gregor. Maybe we'll find some blackthorn berries. I love blackthorn berries. We'll be back later. Can you watch our stuff today? You know what? Thank you. I'm like the caretaker of the cabin. Well, I should just slack over something. I don't know. Thanks. Don't steal anything, okay? I assure you I won't steal anything. Can I be trusted with your stuff? No, you're not. Maria, Anatoly, Gregor, and Karen leaves the cabin with a hop to their step. You're alone, but thankfully, you have a drawer of champats to keep you company. Tutorial: each day you'll be asked to explore a different part of the cabin. You only get one choice, then the day will end. Choose wisely. What shall I choose? What do you want to check out today? I think I'll go into the basement. This door goes into the basement. There's no reason to go into the basement right now. You wait for the others to return. Well, that's it! We're back! Knock it off, Maria. It's pretty rare to be scared of one. It's not... Who knew the big guy would be so scared of? Shut up! You don't understand. I don't think anyone understands, Gregor. It was just a mammoth, Gregor, not a monster. Maria laughed so hard that your ears ring. Tears are rolling down Maria's cheeks. She's laughing so hard that she's about to hyperventilate. Stop Marius for hyperventilating. Absolutely not. One less mouth to feed, right? What? Oh, that's kind of morbid. You don't get it? It's pretty personal. Then please explain it, guy. Gregor looks incredibly uncomfortable. Let's leave him alone. We found some raspberries and elderberries near the cabin. Quite the selection of berries. We also find more wild sorrel. Is this going to be enough for a good meal? Everyone is looking at you for an answer. You decided to do an inventory of all available ingredients. It takes you a while, but you decide to put on your specialty. Cabbage rolls. They first bring a large pot of water to boil. You let the cabbage leaves boil for 2 minutes, draining the pot into the sink. In a medium mixing bowl, you combine some cooked rice, onion and an egg, a salt and pepper, along with some tomato sauce. You use your hands to mix thoroughly, and decide to wash your hands after it won't come off. Dividing the rice mixture evenly between the cabbage leaves, you then roll them up and tie a string around them so they stay in one piece. You place the cabbage rolls in a large skillet of a medium heat, pouring the rest of the tomato mixture over the top. Covering it, you bring it to a boil. You reduce the heat to low and let the cabbage roll simmer for about 40 minutes, being sure to base it with the liquid. You cook cabbage rolls! Mary looks optimistic. Karen looks skeptical. Anatoly looks curious. Gregory looks thrilled. You watch intently as everyone takes the first bite. Oh, my cat. Her acting insane. Wait, I'm just gonna manage my cat first. That's pretty darn good. Wow, I could eat the whole batch myself. I think the vegetable stew tasted better. I think the vegetable stew tasted better. I think the vegetable stew tasted better. Tasted better. I think the vegetable stew tasted better, but I'm loving how tender the cabbage is. The sauce is pretty red. Did you use fresh tomatoes for it? It really adds to it. Spoon some of the liquid on top of it. You'll thank me later. Incredible! It's definitely growing up me. Thanks again for cooking. This really was something special. Everyone leaves the dishes behind for you to do. Okay, then I'm cooking and then you just leave the dishes out for me? Not happening. You settle in and go to bed. Everyone goes to bed full. Tomorrow will be another great day. Great day. Day 2. Let's talk with the chompats this time. Good morning, everyone. Again, Gregor? Can't you let us sleep in? Not today. Why? Storm clouds are gathering outside. We need to find some food before it begins to downpour. Gregor, you're overreacting. We have enough food to last us a while. Enough food? I thought we used most of the supplies for last night's dinner. He's right. The meal you made was delicious, but it used up a lot of what we have. Gregor's also correct. Precipitation is usually high in this area, with many areas being high risk for flooding. It'd be foolish to not go out and look for food today. You really think it will flood? Thankfully, the cabin is on high ground, but that doesn't mean we're safe from flood waters. There's always a possibility, so I can't hurt to be prepared. You're losing it, Gregor. Karen, there's nothing to worry about. I think Gregor's right, Karen. Huh? It won't hurt to prepare for the worst. I think she's right, Karen. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Anatoly, let's go out and prepare for the storm. Foraging should be a key priority today. Foraging should be a key priority today. There are plenty of edible foods and it has better odds than trying to hunt. Give me a few minutes and I'll plot out our route on some paper. Let me help, little guy. Anatoly and Gregor head to the bathroom to consult the map. Maria and Karen are still hanging around. Unfortunately, in life, you can't make everyone happy. When given a choice to speak to a character, choose wisely. You can only select one of them. Try to max out your bond with certain characters for unique dialogue and scenarios. Which one would you like to talk to? I think Karen is the better option. Oh yeah, Karen. Hey, this paper nailed to the walls look pretty ancient. What were old days like? Extremely brutal? Oh really? You'll have to share the details with me later? Okay. Karen will not be able to stomach your stories, but you still agree you'll tell her the details later. Karen will definitely remember that. Your relationship is stronger. Okay then. But I don't think we're supposed to be friends until the end of the game, cause I think there will be some who'll die. You hear a shout from the other room. Gregor and Anatoly come back from their meeting. Gregor is blushing slightly. Hey, can you cook something while we're out? You not. Thank you. Alright everyone, we have our route now. Let's beat those rain clouds. Where's the music again? The group leaves, determined as ever. You have the cabin all to yourself. Oh, what's that noise? Sounds like it's coming from the kitchen. Oh, I think I should check the kitchen. Huh, radio? What's going on with that radio? You didn't even notice it on the ground when you walked in. Did somebody leave this radio here? It looks newer than anything you've seen before. Seems to be broken. Better hold on to this. You got the strange radio. Before you cook dinner, what should you check out? Inspect the Check the bathroom. Let's go check the bathroom then. Poor Anatoly. Karen's snoring is so loud even she wakes you up sometimes. Anatoly must be running on fumes. Would he have the courage to wake her up though? Probably not. You wait around for the others to return. Okay, then there's nothing there. Mary is back early today. Hey, the others are still looking for food outside. Anatoly found some more berries, but nothing that will feed us, all of us. Please don't tell the others, but I'm a little worried about our supplies. I crunched the numbers and we don't have enough food, even with rationing, to last if there's a big storm and we get stuck here. Mary seems disappointed in your inventory management. Can you try cooking with little Lash this evening? You nod. Thank you. You've done such a great job with the meal so far. You're very sweet. She seems kinda psychotic just then. I'm a little bit worried about my safety now. Is Maria blushing a little bit? Maria will remember that. Okay, then our relationship is stronger. Maybe you can teach me how to cook sometime? You nod. Looking forward to it. Hey, you can hold cooking classes here someday. Rudely interrupting a tender moment, the others burst into the cabin. Don't be so down, everyone. We got tons of good berries. Jam is so bland without any sugar. Do you have any sugar? You shake your head sadly. Yikes! Turns that frown upside down, Karen. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? No sugar for tomorrow too, Gregor. Just remember that. I'm not smiling for you, Gregor. You missed out. The sunset was really tremendous on our way back. Hues of orange, red, and even little purple poking out. Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky in morning, sailors take warning. So we can expect a sailor's delight tomorrow? That's awesome! You're such an optimist, big guy. We must have walked a few miles today. Gorgeous sight. You could even see snow on the tips of the mountains. That rumble sounded like a dying calf. He looked from person to person, trying to determine who it was. It was definitely Maria. Maria, I'd recognize that sound from anywhere. Ah, guilty. Maria looks embarrassed, but the group laughs at her honesty. Except for you. You search your mind for something to say, but all you can think is an old riddle. Those who have it do not want it. Those who have it least succeed. Those who have it for too long perish. When you feed it, it gets smaller. What am I? Thus? Try again, big guy. Everyone is pondering the answer. Maria's face lights up. I got it! Is it hunger? Correct! Yeah, I was going to guess that. So, what's on the menu today, chef? Bread and jam. You crush the berry into a small mortar and pestle, spreading it on some crusty bread. You cooked raspberry jam and bread. The bread's a little tough. Gregor, don't look at a gift sour in the mouth. But this homemade jam is to die for. Sorry. No, you're right, Gregor. This bread stinks. Maria! Everybody loves. You're not sure this could be called a meal, but it got the job done. Everyone thanks you for the dinner and heads off to sleep. You go to bed wishing you had more. You have a strange dream. Something is riding on your back, and it's becoming a nuisance. You try to see it in the mirror, but you can't get a good look at it. You try almost everything, but it won't get off. The pain between your shoulder blades is getting worse by the minute. You wander away from the cabin, stumbling by a river to stoke your pain in cold water. You didn't want things to come to this, but you've exhausted all other options. You swim out to the middle. Rocks on the bottom cut your feet. You slip and fall on your knees. You lean back, trying to submerge the thing underneath the waters. But it won't drown, it won't drown, it won't drown. You splash frantically, plunging your head beneath the water. The current takes you downstream. You try swimming to the shore, but it's no use. Water fills your mouth and nostrils. After a minute, you stop struggling against the current. As you gaze up at the sky, you feel it leaving your back, drifting into the sky as you sink to the bottom. As you take your last gasp, you see what was on your back staring into your eyes. But you don't even have the air in your lungs to scream. You wake in a cold sweat. What is that? Oh. Okay then. Day 3 it is. What was that dream? It got me spooked. It's still morning. Oh, there's the storm outside. Wake up! Sorry you were making strange noises in your sleep. What's going on, Gregor? Did the lightning wake you up? It woke me up. Tried to fall back to sleep, but it's so loud. Let's just get back to sleep and talk about this in the morning. Everyone nods in agreement and heads back to bed. Except for you. You can't fall back asleep. You still have goosebumps from the nightmare. Karen's snoring is louder than a sawmill. You find it very loud and very distracting. You don't sleep a wink. Everyone is now up and awake in the cabin. You hear the front door open and quickly slam shut. Anatoly sounds petrified. What is this? I looked out the door and we're completely surrounded by flood waters. Looks like the sailors' take warning was more appropriate for today. Maybe it will clear up tomorrow. you can't still be Guy's optimism, Karen. Why the hell not? That's all he has going for him. He's also good at chopping wood though. knock it off, you two. Maria, do you think I'll clear up tomorrow? I give it a 27% chance of clearing it up tomorrow. Based on what? I was bored still, so I read a book on local precipitation levels for the last 20 years in the living room. Sounds like you're stealing Anatoly's thunder. Anatoly, you're a book nerd, right? Why didn't you read it? Couldn't make it past the cover. Is that right? Yes. That bookshelf has some great books on artisan crafting and natural sciences. Why let them sit them gathering dust? How did you arrive at 27% chance of it clearing it up tomorrow? It's easy. Take the time of the year, multiply it by a factor of. Maria begins to explain the meteorology to you. She isn't dumping any of this down. It's similar to where. So the first thing you need to understand, minutes of explanation feels like hours. You look over at Anatoly. He's listening intently to Maria. So intently he hasn't blinked yet. You can see his eyes drying up, a tear rolling down on one of his cheeks. This is brutal to watch. Maria finally wraps up her lecture. She ends with a bow. Nobody claps. Tough crowd. But Maria, that was awe-inspiring. You lost me in a few minutes in, but it's okay. I didn't understand a word of it. Okay, and it totally turns to you. Anyway, there's no telling how long this will last. We can't leave the cabin until these flood waters stop. I know our food situation is a little tight, but I know you'll make the right decision. I believe in you. Me too. It looks like we have enough leftover berries and 4 more bread and raspberry jam. I'll pass on the jam. Just give me more crusty bread. Everyone laughs. Except for you. With everyone stranded in the cabin, you need to keep everyone fed and happy. You sneak out to the kitchen while everyone's still talking. You get out some crusty bread and you get to work making some more jam. With the kitchen to yourself, you decide to check in on the Chumpats.
Hello!
Hello. Don't worry. As leaders of the Chumpats, I'll make sure none of the humans know about us.
Onion!
Papikas will try to eating me like an apple, so definitely don't tell them about us. Haha. How are your plans going to Aria? Ha ha ha. Got another Kronberg classic for you. Did you hear about the Black Michael's bakery burning down? No? Her business is now toast! That's one been one to death. Do you know how raspberry and milk will introduce? You tell her no. Raspberry milkshake! You let out an audible groan. Ha ha. Did Kronberg teach you that one? Nope. Wasn't an entire day thinking about that terrible pun. It was well worth the time and effort, Raspberry. Maybe you'll win the annual Chumpat comedy competition this year.
Raspberry!
Of course!
Onion!
Not while I'm here. I won't choke on stage this year. Isn't that every year, Brad? We still talk about closing line, Brad. You're going to do great this year. Anyways, don't even think of eating us if you're hungry. Chumpats stick together through thick and thin. Rain or shine, feast and famine. Potato, I swear to God, repeat the line or we're locking you up again. Life or death. That's right. Chumpats, move out! The Chumpats somehow managed to close the drawer on themselves. They bring the crusty bread and jam into the living room. Well, they're my emergency food, I guess. Karen interrupts as you bring in the food. Took you long enough? Karen looks at the 2 slices of bread left and the mason jar of raspberry jam. There's mold on these last 2 slices of bread. They look scared as hell. Except for Gregor. Karen is right. What the hell is the matter with you? You grip the knife tightly in your hand. You think this is enough for 5 of us? But wait, we can't throw this bread away. It's all we have left. Gregor's right. And it's only will mold spores give us food poisoning? I'm no scientist. Sorry. Let's pick off as much mold as we can. We can't live with the flood waters, so this will have to last us another day. Everyone grimly nods, ripping apart their piece like pack of wolves. Gregor seems like unhinged his jaw and eat it with one bite. He looks like a dog eating bread. Thanks again. Bread and jams isn't much of a meal, but it's more than we had when we left Ukraine. Plenty of rainwater outside, so at least we won't die of dehydration. But until this storm is over, nobody should leave the cabin. It should clear up if we just give it a chance. And Anatoly, where are you getting in that information from? But one of the books on the bookshelf about the climate here. You're illiterate, so that's definitely a lie. Eh, I've seen him reading. Little guy's been studying. I'm serious, he pretends to read those books because he wants us to think that he's bored, but I can't tell, he's just staring at the page, faking it. What do you think? Can he read though? He doesn't know how to read. You're funny. Oh yeah. Keep pretending with those books, Anatoly. Brutal Karen, I found an old picture book in the living room, Anatoly. Let me know if you want it, small fry. Karen smiles at you. I guess let's call it a day. Yeah, sure. Everyone shuffles on their sleeping areas. 6 minutes later. I'm glad you called out Anatoly's bluff. You continue to impress? It's a shame Anatoly is sleeping in the same bedroom. I should have never let him be the one to share with me. But what if it was just me and you? I'm sure we could study and squeeze a few novels in our before bed. You know. Well, we'll have to see if we can kick him out at some point, right? Oh, you'll have to tell me about that anatomization book on the bookshelf. Really cool pictures in there. Karen looks like she has a crush on you. Let me know if you're ever free for a lesson. Okay? Okay then, Karen. You have a crush on me. Karen walks away, looking very happy. You're definitely sure Karen will remember that. Okay then. My relationship with her is stronger than me. You get ready for bed and put a blanket on. You go to sleep very hungry. Day 4. Will one of us die of starvation? You don't dream the entire night, but you sleep through everyone waking up. And that's how fast a deer can run if it's startled. Whoa! Incredible! Impressive! Oh, I wish we had a deer here. With the food getting lower, let's just skip today's meal. No! It's only for one day. Various cultures and religions have practiced fasting throughout history. That doesn't make us feel any better, Anatoly. What options do we have? Our food wasn't rationed properly. Anatoly leaves, mumbling to himself. It's a passive-aggressive of him. Everyone goes to a separate area. Karen's in the bathroom, Gregory in the living room, Mary in the kitchen, and Anatoly in the bathroom. Who do you want to speak to? Let's speak with Karen, I guess. She has a crush on me, so... Or Maria, or Anatoly. I'm kind of curious what he thinks about the rationing of the food. Let's converse with him in the bathroom. Hey, I'm done using the bathroom. Sorry, must have been daydreaming. Anatoly looks at you oddly. Do you ever daydream? You're bad. Of course, it's a natural way to feel in gaps of boredom. And what do you daydream about? Cooking? You're not. Yeah, I thought so. I can tell you have a history with cooking. So, you can tell Anatoly is struggling with small talk. What's the best thing do you ever cook? Children? What? That's pretty gross joke. I think I'm going to puke. Oh, I'm sorry. Anatoly is getting paler. I gotta go. He leaves in the bus. You head back to the others. Okay. Our bond isn't getting any stronger then. Everyone looks pretty down this evening. Wish the rain could just stop. You're all doing great. We must be almost to the end of this nightmare. I'm so hungry. Me too. You are too. You wish everyone a good night and get ready for bed. You go to bed with a growling stomach. You have a strange dream. A boy is yelling at you in the kitchen. You keep telling him to lie down on the tray, but he keeps shaking his head, calling you names. So you do it. You lie down in the tray and make your body as flat as board. You show him how it's done. His anger turns to courage, and he pushes you into the oven. As the stench of burning hair fills your lungs, you see him sneering back at you. You wake in a cold sweat. What is that? Oh, okay then. Will the storm continues? Oh my god, everyone seems to be sleeping in later than normal. Their stomach must have kept them awake all night. The rain is still pouring outside. You can barely make out the trees from the windows. You hear a stirring of blankets, arms and legs. Maria looks petrified. Couldn't sleep. Anatoly has bags under his eyes. The storm is too loud. Karen looks out of it. The cabin was creaking so much last night. It sounded alive. Gregor looks a little cold. I got a good look out the window and couldn't see anything due to the rain. Great observation, Gregor. I was so hungry last night. I kept pacing around my bed. Karen turns to you. When is it going to end? I checked outside the door again. Flood waters keep rising. Unfortunately, we're going to need to stay put unless one of us wants to drown in the rainwater. As soon as the weather lets up, we'll be able to scavenge for supplies. How close is the nearest town? I don't know. Didn't you have a map on you? I think I dropped it while we were running after Gregor. I'm sure it'll show up eventually. Ha ha ha! Mary and Anatoly go as white as sheep. How are we going to find our way back now? We'll have to ride out the storm. Mary looks at you. We're down to our last slice of bread. I don't know how much longer we can put off eating. The group stares at you. It'll clear up in no time. Maybe you're right. The group looks worried. They'll all gravitate to an area. You can tell Gregor's putting up on a fake optimism and Mary is having trouble. Which one do you want to speak with today? Speak with Maria? It's cold as hell over here. I'm surprised Gregor isn't freezing to death at night. How does it do it? He explained to Maria how the size of a person and fat content determine how warm they are naturally. Wish I was as big as Gregor. But to be honest, I don't need to be that tall to make a difference in the world. Do you know what he wanted to do for a career? Maria does her best Gregor impression. Split forward and gaze at the stars! How boring is that? Depends on the person, but pretty boring. You're so funny! Thanks for coming in and chatting with me. Maria blushes a little. You make it easier to pass the time. Thank you! You're pretty sure Maria will remember that. Okay, then our relationship is stronger with the girls. You thank her and leave the bedroom. You call everyone together. They all look grim. You could cut the tension in the room with a knife. Everyone is staring at you. They're expecting that last piece of bread for dinner. You bring it out. Everyone cannot take their eyes off it. You instruct everyone to take a pinch. And slowly all 5 of you tear it apart like a wishbone. Everyone studies their piece of bread carefully, wondering how long it will last. Karen is the first to eat hers. She chews each bite a few hundred times before swallowing. Anatoly chews it cautiously, opening his mouth once he finishes each bite. Maria nibbles on it silently, eyes wide, moving from person to person. And Gregor just pops it in his mouth like a cherry. It was gone in an instant. Okay then, we're starting to get hungry. Hungrier. The group thanks you awkwardly. It's not much, but you've run out of options. You wish everyone good night and get ready for bed. You go to bed starving. Okay then, what's the effect of starvation for humans? Oh, it's still raining today. There's a big storm outside up until now. Good morning. Morning. Let me check if the rain has stopped. No, it's still there. It's still flooding. What are we going to do? Humans can live about 2 to 3 weeks without food. Water isn't a concern. Rainfall should end in a day or 2, right? Actually, precipitation can occur more than 215 days a year here. Do you really think it will rain that long? Anatoly, it's been days already. What makes you think it will stop soon? Hey, relax everyone. Let's see how long we can ride this out. Fingers crossed. It's done by tomorrow. Panic is slowly creeping in. Everyone's looking scared, but you need to survive. Karen and Gregor begins to discuss next option. Do you want to speak with Maria in the kitchen? Or Anatoly in the living room? Should I talk with everyone? No, it's not my fault for not rationing completely. Because I don't know what I should do on my part. So, no, it's not my fault. So, I'll speak with Maria. Hey, Maria looks relieved to see you. Okay then, I just show up and our relationship goes stronger. How are you holding up? Better question, how are you holding up? Not very good. That's very sweet of you to ask. Maria's looking at you intently. She gets a little closer to you. I noticed you didn't use any meat when cooking. Usually I have to pick it out of the food the other makes. But you respected that. Thank you. Maria is looking at you with admiration. I need to speak with Gregor for a minute, but thanks again. You're definitely sure Maria will remember that. Okay, a relationship goes stronger than ever now. What will happen if the hearts goes completely 5? You decide to check out the drawers again. The champats is there. Oh, where are the others? You ask Potato where the others are. They'll be back. They wanted to explore the labyrinth of tunnels around the cabin. Surely you've seen the mouse holes, right? They connect all over the cabin. Must have been some mouse that created them, or something worse. Anyways, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Things are going to get worse from here on out. You have a feeling Potato is telling the truth. What's this growing pain in my stomach? You realize some drool is leaking out of your mouth. Disgusting. Don't even try to eat me. You're just deadly sick if you try. And from the look of you, you need to retain all the water you can. From rationing to cooking, you've failed every common sense measure for basic survival this week. You knew something like this would happen, right? Never mind. With blood water rising and no food now, I think it'd be a great time to go over the fundamentals of starvation with you. When experiencing starvation, there are 4 factors that will determine if you live or die, and that is age, height, weight, and your degree of activity or inactivity. You've been especially lazy, so I think you'll survive a little longer than the others. The Harris-Benedict equation can help you figure out how many calories you need to simply maintain your current weight. The equation produces a number called the basal metabolic rate, or BMR. Stay with me here. BMR 655 plus 4.35x weight in pounds plus 4.7x head in inches minus 4.7x age in years. Got it? For fun, let's try it out somewhere here. Maria, using Harris-Benedict, she looks like she is 120 pounds, about 5 feet 5 inches tall, about 20 years old. Crunching the numbers, I think she'd need about 1,388 calories daily, but that's being abnormally stationary. She'd have to lay in bed all day and night, just eating, breathing, and using her brain. Not very common when you're starving to death. People tend to get up more. If she was being very active, let's say swimming through the waters, we'd need to multiply that 1,388 calories by 1.9. So now she needs 2,638 calories per day. That's quite a difference, especially if you didn't ration the food properly, which you didn't. I guess that wraps up our first survival lesson. Hopefully, we'll never have to speak again. Okay, you shut the drawers, going over the numbers again. I don't think any of us can take this much longer. Gregor's voice starts to crack. I don't want to ask this, but it's time. One of us needs to go outside and search for food. Everyone is silent. I'll go. Maria! I used to swim all the time near my house, so I probably have the best chance of swimming through the flood waters. No! Let me go instead. You won't get very far if anything happens to your glasses, Anatoly. You're blind as a mole rat, remember? That's true, but... Little guy, let me go. Gregor, sounds good to me. Karen, his arms are definitely the longest, so he'd probably be best at climbing trees out of all of us. No, that wouldn't be right. Gregor, let me go instead. I get that none of these options are good ones, but we need to find food or help. He's crying. Gregor grabs a branch from the wood pile. He cuts it into different measurements. Since we can't come to a consensus, let's draw for it. We'll each pick one from my hand, and the shortest will go outside to search for food. Okay then. You're not worried about drawing, You saw Gregor cut the branch lengths, so you can tell which is the biggest one on one of the bunch. You pick it. You watch the others intently. Will it be Gregor, Anatoly? Karen? Will it be Maria? Looks like I've got the shortest. Maria, it's okay. Okay, then she'll die. I watched Anatoly forage earlier, so I'll know what to look out for. Just swim until you find higher grounds, then scout the area. Maybe you'll find a fish out there. Everyone looks heartbroken. Karen, Anatoly, and Gregor, I'll keep us alive. I promise. She promised. Everyone watches as Maria leaves the cabin. The silence is deafening. Goodbye. Okay, then she's definitely going to die. The door shuts behind her. You can faintly hear her yell about how cold the water is, and then silence. Maria has left the cabin. I'm sure we'll see her again. The rest of the group nods. Everyone stays up, waiting and waiting. The sun has completely set. One by one, each person quietly shuffles off to bed. You get ready for bed and easily pass out. You have a strange dream. The two women in front of you could be twins. One of them you recognize. The other is a guest. You ask the guest to sit on a shovel, and then you try pushing it into the oven. Her legs are so strong, you can't get her into the oven. You curse at her repeatedly. Like this, you hiss. You stretch out your legs until your toes are almost sticking into coal. You feel 4 hands on your shoulders, and both of them push you in. The familiar smell of smoke and burning hair cause you to throw up in the embers. You can light it end like this. You rip the metal door off the oven, tearing through the wood logs of the cabin. Screaming, you chase the two through the woods. You burn chills with the wind. The guest looks behind her, and her eyes widen when she sees you. She's terrified. Your furry lips freeze out by the roots, soil from the ground, rocks from their pits. You've never been this angry in your entire life. Their stamina can't last forever. You're gaining on them as you trample through a field of weed. The guest throws a piece of cloth behind her. You catch the glint of it in the sun, golden. As if by magic, the earth splits in front of you, creating a chasm of fire below. You fall into the pit, screaming as your eyes begin to sizzle from the heat. How fire fills your lungs, you're unable to scream anymore. You wake up in a cold sweat. Oh. Day 7. Maria is no longer with us. I think it's best to end it here. Oh, they're crying their eyes out. Okay, I think it's best to end it here today. That's it for today. How do you like the cooking companion? We haven't got to the best part of the game yet, but I think there will be something interesting, because with the trumpets and everything, it's like there's something hidden. I don't know whether I should trust the potato or he's just saying it just cause, but I think there's something similar that has happened on this cabin, so yeah, I guess so. That's it for today. Don't forget that's it for today. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel. How do you like the video? I'll continue on a different occasion. I'll see you guys on to the next video. Stay safe Wear your mask. Mwah.